eat anything before he went out this morning, so he is hungry. Good morning, everyone. Hi, bud. Where did Morris go? He was here on the bench a few minutes ago. Morris! Morris! Come on, Mart. Come on, Mart. I'm sure Morris and Stripe will show up in a minute. Hi, over here. It's over here, bud. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, yeah, you make the mess that you always make, bud, but Mom loves you. You just can't seem to keep the dry chow in the bowl. Full head insertion. So we have more chance of rain today. We didn't really end up getting anything last night. Fayetteville got rain. Today was supposed to be the most likely day of the week, according to Mike Mays at WRAL. So hopefully that's true for us, I guess. I didn't pay attention to where it was most likely. Yeah, some rain would probably be okay. I gotta mow the grass. It's not horrible, but it needs to be mowed. So we'll see. It won't be today, regardless. And I'll be leaving for shopping in a bit. So I came out, and not only does it ask me if I'm headed to Apex Family Chiropractic, having learned my route, that's my personal dash cam. It's also got a picture now and more detailed. Ruby put on the summer update last night. She's the first car in the family to get it. So she's on 2026.26.1 and still on full self-driving 12.6.4. Anyway, we are off. I tell you what, I like that Don spoils me. He comes and gets out my car and puts on the air conditioning or the heater, depending on what time of the year it is, and does a great job of helping me out. Sometimes walks with me. Asked me today, do you want me to walk out with you? And I said my hands aren't quite as full today. I wasn't bringing food with me. I already ate leftover picanha roast for breakfast at the house. I wasn't bringing it with me today. And let's see, what else? I don't know. There's a few things in the yard that need to be done. But the weather has been so humid. And I've just been doing other stuff that I haven't got to it yet. But it's fixing to roll back around the yard stuff. Blow, mow, pull stilt grass. Got a couple things to plant. They haven't done anything else with this mess of tree stuff over here. I don't know what the plan is. It hurts our visibility coming out of the neighborhood, so I'm having to be really careful here because I can't, see if anybody's coming or not. And it's nice that they cleared one lane, but it really is only just one lane. It's not the normal width. Yeah, the neighbor apparently came out right behind me, and she had the same trouble seeing. You can pull out onto the street, but you can't see before you get in the other lane, really, if there's anybody coming or not. So, hopefully, they'll get it taken care of sooner than later. I don't know if it's, if the neighbor who has allowed those trees to grow over the road is responsible, or if the county will come and do something about it. I know if it was mine and Don's property, Don would not be leaving it there like that. It would have already been handled, health permitting. So I don't know what the deal is. So each day that I edit the video, and I just finished a few minutes ago, I'm usually prompted about a couple of things I want to research further, or look up to put in the video, or I kind of go order something on Amazon. You would be surprised how useful that is, and or maybe you wouldn't be surprised, but anyway, it triggers some activities on my part because of what I filmed from the prior day. So Yeah, I asked Rock to give me an update on any possible motivations for the In-N-Out Burger Tesla Supercharger shooting activity in Idaho. And he did a good job of summarizing, saying key points were no motivation's been released. They're still trying to figure it out. A little bit of history about the person's name, their family's cooperating, where they went to school, what a few people were saying about, you know, the person. There was, you know, really nothing in the information that indicated a clear motivation. I guess, you know, my guess is that since the shooting started inside the In-N-Out and they seemed to just walk out and happened to walk in the direction of the supercharger, it didn't really seem like a planned, I'm going to go kill somebody at a supercharger activity, which personally for me helps me stay calmer about the whole incident. If we had some lunatic out there and their goal in life was to go shoot at people at superchargers, that would be a whole different ballgame than, you know, I was already killing somebody and I thought I'd take out some more people. I mean, I can't even believe we would have to say something like that. But it is 2026 and we have been dealing with all kinds of mentally unstable, would be more appropriate than the word I used previously. Individuals shooting people. We've been having to worry about this for a while now, so anyway, I'll probably try to ask again or hope maybe hear it on X or something. I'm curious to know the rest of the details, I guess. It's usually men. It's usually people that are introverted. Apparently, though, the guy that started trying to take him out during the shooting, and his name, I think it was Jordan something. His name is in the, was in the summary Grok gave me, was an off-duty state police officer. So it wasn't just a random person carrying a gun in their vehicle. It was a police officer, state police officer carrying a gun in their vehicle. I'd appreciate anybody that saw an active shooter that had capable training of trying to, you know, take them out. So, I don't know. It's just still on my mind. Gray came out to see me this morning, but she didn't. When I took food in, I tapped the bowls, and that signals to her, hey, my food's here. I'm hungry. I'm going to risk coming out from either the chair or under the couch. But then when I went back in to sit to edit the video, she didn't come out like she did yesterday, which is a bit of a bummer, because I should try to go sit with her again today and love on her, and I wasn't really going to do that for a long time. And two, that's an interesting Mach-E with the racing stripe there. I don't know. I probably don't like it over top of the Mustang. You know, just personal preference, but that was an interesting double racing stripe there. So, maybe I would have made the whole area around the Mustang black. Had the stripes come down, hit the round area, but the round area was all black, and then the stripe continued down the front that little bit in the lower fascia. There was I saw it in the rear view mirror, it had stripes on the back part of the car as well. It wasn't just on the front. So my appointment today, wow, that light is still cycling at about 3 seconds of green. That's just ridiculous. Remember, it did that last week and I got trapped by it because the Cybertruck, because Case got in the right lane behind a bunch of cars instead of the left lane, which didn't have a lot of vehicles in it. And then the second time it turned, I was like, I'm going. I don't care what. I'm going. Yeah. I'm really missing not have hay grok. My appointment's at 11:30 today. It's 10:50. So my plan was to go either to Lowe's or Goodwill before my appointment if I had time, and I do seem to have gotten out of the house in good time. So I think I'm going to do Lowe's before. I don't probably have time to do both of them, but I will have time to do one, and I'm just taking over because the reason why I wanted grok was I wanted to add a stop to my navigation without having to, you know, manually do it, and I can't just ask grok. So oh, I think it's an ambulance up there. Anyway, Lowe's first. I am not taking one home, but they have put some of the mandevilla, the bigger pots with the trellis and everything, half price. Yeah, I mean, considering we've got August, September, and all of it, we got 3 more months before frost. It's not a bad time to still pick up a mandevilla. The crinkly coleus are half price, and these two, it's got a really nice pot and great looking plant. Those are $15 each. They were marked 30, so they're nice. But yeah, well, I would buy this tropical devil's backbone. It sure is pretty, but it won't live outside here and probably wouldn't even be happy under the house over the winter. I did not buy anything. It was painful to not find anything. You know, if you hadn't been coming every week, there was still a lot of great clearance there. Or if you didn't have, you know, 8 hydrangeas already, there were a lot of good deals on hydrangea. And I would have liked the hardy hibiscus, but that was like the only thing not on clearance, and it was a white flower, but it was red leafed. Anyway, I didn't find anything, kind of sad. So it's got Guardian Angel Apex, which is my favorite name for it, up as my next stop. And normally it would do that when I leave the chiropractor, but you know, it hasn't started adding in Lowe's, and I've been coming here every week for like 2 or 3 months now. And I might point out that I didn't actually go to Apex Chiropractic yet. I'm at Lowe's. So you would think that it would still have that up there. And also it had Apex Chiropractic up there, but it's gone now. It took it away. So, you know, I'm still headed there. I just made a stop along the way. Just a little feedback about how this learn my preferences thing is going. Not bad, but a little odd. So what is this pickup truck doing? Because he's reversing in a lane where he shouldn't be, or she shouldn't be. And, you know, basically kept me from going out there for a minute. I guess they were in the wrong lane to go across to one of the fast food restaurants. And it wasn't a big deal, but, yeah, probably not a good idea to reverse right in that spot. Probably not. I've got 5 minutes to spare, so let's look at the summer update release notes for Ruby. So it's supposed to prioritize routes that I've taken before. And it says that, you know, location data is anonymous, but I guess it's associated with the car somehow. I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I mean, I guess we'll see. When I come out of Whole Foods, does Ruby, you know, really want to come down Kildare Farm Road like I always go? Or is she going to try to take me the slighter, faster, shorter route? My glasses are dirty. Down US 1. Which way is it going to be? So that would be one place where I would be testing how she chooses to go. You know, Donna and I always like to come down Old Main Street, Fuquay, there by Anna's Pizza and Stick Boy and stuff, so I can play Pokemon when we're leaving Home Depot, Walmart, Harris Teeter, versus trying to get in that horrible left-hand lane or going straight across on Judd Parkway and coming in the short way, the, you know, less Pokestop way. So it'll be interesting to see if it will prioritize that. That's usually not in Ruby anymore. That's usually when Don's driving in the Cybertruck or robot. But we'll be watching. We have some definite use cases where we're always going against the grain on which direction, which route the car wants to take versus the route we want to go. So we should be able to know if it's working better as designed. Yeah, we should know. And this automatic navigation one, even Ruby has been doing this, but it says controls, navigation, automatic navigation. And there was a blue dot there, and I have it automatically defaulted to on, obviously, and destination suggestions is on. Obviously, I'm going to leave that on. I know some people I've seen didn't understand why destination suggestions started popping up and didn't like it, and they turned it off, and that's why it's got an off thing. I didn't necessarily mean to go away from the release notes there. I think I got time to talk about 2 more. Traffic controls on route. Traffic control navigation now includes symbols along your route to show traffic lights and stop signs. I thought it already did that. I really thought it already did that. And I guess, you know, some places, you know, it's showing the stoplight there. But I really thought it was already showing that. Or at least in some limited way, it was already showing that. That's nice. I mean, I like it okay. It's kind of obvious intersections have a stop sign or a traffic light. So for me personally, I don't consider it a crucial thing that I need to know. But maybe some people would want to avoid a stoplight and hit a stop sign instead. So theoretically, they're not just waiting. Apple Music. Add songs to your Apple Music queue directly from search results and artist pages. I don't subscribe to Apple Music. There was a meme yesterday on Facebook Reels that said, you know, people my age started out with records. That's true. I had LPs and 45s. Then we went to cassette tapes. Then we went to CDs. Then we went to MP3s. And now we've gone to music streaming. And that's all true. I don't have all my old LPs, but I have all the 45s I had that I played. And I still have the record player too. It's in the attic, so who knows what condition it's in. But I still have it. If I wanted to try to play a 45 right this minute, it has built-in. It's one of those fold-up ones with built-in speakers. I could still play a record. I even know where the little disc is for the 45, so they fit on the turntable. Boy, that's a word I haven't said in a long time. Had to think about it for a split second there. But I still have all my CDs, and all my CDs were sucked into Apple, and I did Apple Music Match. I don't know if that was a good thing or not. But anyway, I still have all my music. It's followed me, so I'm not really listening to the latest and greatest music, so I don't need the streaming services. And Sam has Spotify, and he's logged in the car a few times. So if I wanted to listen to Spotify, I think I could. Anyway, a lot of people use Apple Music, though, so I'm sure that they like that feature. And driving visualization, I had heard now that you could customize it. Select the desired zoom level and controls. I don't know how that's going to look on a hardware 3 car, but let's go to controls, self-driving visualization, and it's got 1 time, a half a time, and 2 times. So I don't know what that will do. We're used to seeing it at 1 time. Let's do 2 times, and we'll just see when I leave here what it looks like. I don't know why I would want to change it from the default, but okay. Supercharger search. You can now find superchargers by name when searching for a destination. Well, you know, I'm used to hitting the side of the screen and then hitting the charging icon and then looking in the list for the one that I want to navigate to or check out to see how busy it is or what the cost is, kind of a thing. But I have, in both Google search on my computer and in the car, like I would have swore typed in like Garner supercharger and had it pop up. So okay, we're announcing we're doing that, or we're doing it better, or we've added more superchargers that work now. I don't know. But yeah, we all know the name of the supercharger. Well, we better hope that one that you use, like Garner Supercharger, is the one that Tesla thinks it's called, right? But I think the local people in the local area, they know what it's called. So probably that's useful. Yeah, and the only other thing it says is security improvements. So I don't know what Ruby didn't get that she could have got. I'm sure there's some stuff, but at least it seems like she got enough things it's not laughable. And she's still getting updates after 9 years, so there is that. I fell asleep today. Usually when the machine goes off, it wakes me up, no problem, but I was a little startled I was asleep so soundly. You know, most of the time I just listen to my book or read my book. So I'm just going to theorize that the Tesla that usually parks in this spot, and they all have the very aerodynamic wheels, are all driven by the same person. I don't know that for a fact. That's just my speculation. I went into Goodwill and I bought a sheet. Sheets are $2 here. It's for covering plants in the spring. It's actually got Elsa on it from Frozen and some flowers. It was kind of pretty. There were about 10 raindrops on the way over here, and then it stopped, but lots of clouds around. Wouldn't surprise me if it started raining. Aw, it's Clifford, the big red dog. Sam, when he was in preschool, his preschool class was called the Cliffords, and we had lots of big red dog stuff in the house that year for sure. Well, there's some official Lego sets up there, not opened, but not my kind of sets, unfortunately. And there are vintage trains often at either one of the stores. Well, I guess it's really going to take the right person coming in to get these, because it doesn't look like they're selling. I'm surrounded over here in the parking lot. I'd guesstimate there's about 40 geese. I got a box and a pair of Stranger Things socks that I think will be good for Connor and one of his preppy shirts, and a cardinal little wind chime thing. Let's see. So anyway, that's what I got. Well, the rain is holding off, and if it does that until I'm back in the car with my groceries, that will be appreciated. I think it will. But I'll make do, whatever I need to do. I'm headed home now. There's another 10 drops of rain on the windshield, but I'm all loaded up, so it's all good now. It's hard getting the cart up that hill when it's full of groceries, and then add in the, you know, couple of days a year where it's raining pretty good, and that's, you know, it's just not fun. I'd avoid it if I could. I swear, I just basically brace for impact when I go in that store now. You know, every week I evaluate if I'm going to keep going back, and it's really the familiarity, the routine, and the couple of friends that I've established in there that keep me going. It's certainly not the prices. And most of the products they carry I can buy somewhere else. There's really only just a few that are 365 brand or store specific kind of a thing. But one of the stockers, cans of tuna fish, the Whole Planet ones, were on sale this week, and I usually only buy it when it's on sale, and I buy like 10 cans, and that lasts us a while. I make it like every other week or something, and usually about the time I need more, it's on sale again. And it looks like they changed the labeling on the can. Anyway, a girl was putting some new stuff out, and I said, you know, they changed the label, right? And she just looked at me like, I don't know. I would have thought if you put it out all the time, you would know what the label looked like. But not everyone's as visual as I am, so okay. And then I was like, do you have, you know, the one that I want? Because the stuff you're putting out is the small half-size cans, and also, you know, no salt, olive oil added, you know, stuff like that. And she said, no, not unless it's on an end cap. And I said, well, there's a lot of things on sale this week that are just totally out and missing. And she said, yeah, the warehouse, the truck that came in, it was missing several of the pallets that we were expecting, and we don't have some things. So at least that explained it. Because like Vidalia onions were on sale. They didn't have any of them. 0. And the heirloom tomatoes were on sale, that like with our hamburgers. And they had about 5 left, and they weren't particularly nice ones, so I had to compromise. And then the tuna fish thing, but at least they had the Homestead Creamery cream that I like, so that's good. They weren't out of that, and I didn't have to. The only thing that hurt me today moving it into my cart was the Zevia drinks. But that's really not, sort of not Whole Foods' fault. It's a little bit their fault. The way they had the boxes on the shelf, which puts the end of the box where you can read it, the top of the box doesn't have the slot in the 12 pack for your fingers. It's on one of the sides. So I don't really consider that Whole Foods' fault. And then pushing it in was harder than you would expect. So that was also a pain. But I suppose the person putting it on the shelf, thank you for coming across right then. I'm like, because I fixing to fly. Easy peasy. So, you know, they could have pushed it in as they put it on the shelf, or evaluated which way the finger holes are so that it's easier for them. But it's, you know, it's all the way down on the bottom, and it's heavy, and it was pointed the wrong direction, and I had trouble pushing it in with my fingers. I'm just getting old. But I don't know. I never come out of that Whole Foods and I'm like, oh wow, I've had the best time in there ever anymore. Like, no. But I did talk to a couple of my friends in the store. The one guy at the meat counter that does right by me these days, he and I talked for a little bit, and Carlissa was up front and we said hello. So, and the lady that did my bagged my groceries today, she was thinking about what she was doing as she put them into the bags, and it made pretty good sense. So there were positive things also. I just had a Cybertruck pass me in the other direction. It's pretty cool now. More and more, every time I'm out and about, I'm seeing one or more Cybertrucks, so that's just pretty darn cool. Oh wow, it's been raining in Fuquay. I hope we got rain at the house. These clouds, you know, need to do some production. Seems to be very hit or miss today though. Lots of pockets in the clouds. I came into Fuquay, I didn't turn on Bass Lake Road like I meant to. That's what happens when FSD's not driving for you. I wanted to turn back there, and Ruby will be confused and think this is a preferred route, and it's not. So I'm going to get started on Cafe Fleur, the Bricative mock version. And you can see the first floor follows the cafe design pretty good, although there's tons of changes. And anyway, I'm expecting the first floor to be relatively smooth since it's mostly the parts in the set. And here's the 3 bins that have both the parts from EMS bricks and the set that I broke down to make it easy. I fully anticipate needing some bricks though as I go up into the 2nd and 3rd floor. I guess these guys are trying to tell me they're hungry. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Huh? Yeah. Okay. I'm stopping to cook dinner. It's not as late as it has been some nights. and I've made good progress with it. It's quite a bit of difference from the official Lego build, which the mock designer had said was going to be the case. He said he had to make changes in order to provide enough stability to hold the second and the third floor. I'm just basing my commentary on the fact that I did have to go pull out quite a few tiles to make the sidewalk and stuff. Because the original build is on a nice raised thing. Yeah, I was trying to say that it's on a raised platform. It has a foundation and it has some tiles, but not the surface area of, you know, a modular building 32 by 32 plate. I did add in the corner this flower pot and this little design here. I just thought it was too many gray tiles. All gray, just nothing but gray. And I also added places for people or pets or other stuff to sit on the sidewalk, because he didn't have, I like to put people outside my buildings because, well, inside's fine too, but inside you'll never see them again, and at least out on the sidewalk you can do a scene. You'll see the people. So anyway, I got room for that.